Welcome back to season 2 and episode 2 and part 2 of last episode. We had so much to cover that we had to break it up into 2 parts. So let's not mess around. Let's get right into it.
Make me feel complete. Years OD, you got me years OD. Baby, you're all that I need. No one can be what you mean to me. Boy, I know you need this.
Guys being open and honest and teaching each other what really get you going.
Yeah.
You know, your
Come on.
car wash, you got some
Come on.
gas in it.
Come on, boo.
What's up?
I put the air filter in there too
Ooh,
for you, boo.
you did too?
Yeah, I did that.
Some stuff I didn't even know I needed, okay? But we get so caught up in, oh, well, John always got the car washed.
Yeah.
So now maybe I'll take his text or his call now, or he slid in my DMs, and maybe I'll just go with what I know because I ain't got time to teach nobody else. Well, the teaching and the learning of the relationship can be the most exciting part.
Man.
It can be so fun. It's so new. It's so good. It's so fresh. And it is something that has to happen over and over and over in a relationship. We 10 plus years in. We've already transitioned so much in who we are as people, who we are as a couple. And if he was still doing the same things in the very beginning, right now, they don't work.
No.
The very beginning, I ain't had kids. I ain't have all of these other responsibilities. I was just free.
Yeah.
Free as a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go. Yeah. We can't do that no more. So you gotta love me a little differently.
That's right.
I have to love you a little differently, you know?
Yeah.
And you gotta learn that in the dating phase.
Looking for a serious relationship today requires so much discipline, self-discipline.
Yeah.
Because there is so much noise coming in from the outside world. So many DMs, so many old text messages, so many FaceTimes, so many calls.
Dating apps,
right? And if you get all these notifications and you cannot stay disciplined to give the one that you're dating, that you feel a connection to, a chance, then you're gonna let all that outside world, all that noise come inside, interrupt what could be so promising, what can be your future. And so that is one thing you have to have, being able to go and to find your person and to find your future requires self-discipline, and that you have to understand it, you have to commit to it, and you have to follow through on it.
No, agreed 100,000,000%. And we were just talking to some friends and family about that, about having a person at home, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're on the way out, right? Usually y'all kind of just living together, but you both probably out here dating. The blanket, the security net of being like, if you get on my nerves out here in this world, dating person I'm dating, I got home.
Backslide.
I can go back home.
Yeah.
I at least know what kind of nerves this person is going to do, right? I know what kind of drama I'm going to get back here. When you have to let that person irritate you. Yeah. You got to go through some stuff with that person to figure out if you want to have a life with this human. And it ain't worth it if I already know that this person at home it's going to be a little less irritating than that.
That's right.
And I already told her that I don't like that, so I don't feel like teaching you right now. You know, and so you have to be intentional about your space. So it's not about exclusively dating every single person. I believe that go out to eat, girls.
That's right.
Go to the movies, you know. But when you lock in on something special, a connection, those butterflies.
That's right.
You gotta lock in.
That's right.
You can't be dating 55 other people that you also have butterflies with, because maybe it's something wrong with your stomach.
Come on. And speaking of locking in, we recently had a conversation where we had to impart our opinion. It's an opinion that we have because we've heard the conversation so many times. I'm not gonna leave this relationship unless I have serious potential with somebody else. And what you have to understand is, if you're living with that person, if you have some level of commitment to this person over here, you will never ever be able to see clearly for the next person or what is potentially serious, right?
Facts.
Because you always got to go back home at night, or you always got to respond to that text when you're on the date. Or if you got that text, you got a certain amount of time before you have to be able to respond to that text. You're never fully engaged to see if that person is worth it. And just like you said, baby, you'll never be able to see if the person is worth it if you don't go through some it with them. If you don't go through the it with them, you'll never know it. And guess what happens when that it comes with that other person that could be your serious relationship? I'm just gonna go back to the crib. And that's what happens time in and time out. And that's why the person who says, I'm not leaving the crib or this person until I find a serious person, never ever leaves.
That's facts.
Because they never given it a fair shake.
I also think that speaks to honesty. You have to be your most authentic self during dating.
That's right.
You can't act like you like basketball because he's so into basketball, because you will blow your brains out watching some basketball. If that ain't your thing, you'll be like,
watching the ball.
It's happening again. It's okay. Yeah, was that a touchdown? You know, and you have to be honest with that person that I do stay with somebody at home. And how serious the other person going to be with you? Yeah. You know, unless you're dating someone, one of those people that's like, no, he said he gonna leave his wife. No, she said they is on the way out. Yeah. Insanity.
Good luck.
Again. Good luck. I mean, your representative is one person, right? Your representative might not tell you every time you're being irritated, and they might be a little bit more polite. They might not eat as much as they really do. They might not pick off your plate on that first date, but your representative still should be honest and true to who you are. Yeah. For instance, you gotta have some red flags. Not all the red flags I see on social media, but some of them. If you're talking about, you know, life and what we believe in, and that person says, well, I'm an atheist, and you know you was a Bible study, church every Sunday, read your devotional every day type person, that's not something to sweep up under the rug. No. Evangelize on your own time, but not when you're trying to find your spouse, okay? Right. You know,
fundamentally wrong.
It's wrong, right? But so often we take a red flag as he called me every day. Yeah. Or, you know, she doing too much. Well, did you tell her that you don't like when you get all these questions, or that you already gave her the answers to, and so it feels like you don't trust? Or did you tell him that I like to feel wanted? That's right. And a piece of that is communicating on a daily basis. That's right. Have you communicated that to that other person before you cut them off? That's right. For doing the one thing that they know they weren't supposed to do. Yeah. We both should know how to respect each other. That's right. We both should know how to be kind, right? That's right. But I don't know your love language. I don't know you yet. And so it's too hard to really get into the groove of dating when you are looking for every reason to cut this person off.
Yeah, and I believe we are in such a radical culture that everything is a red flag, everything is toxic, everybody's a narcissist, everybody is just so far-fetched versus what you're saying. Yeah. Is it really a red flag? And so can we block out all this outside radicalism and just be able to walk with an open mind, a growth mindset, and just be able to provide enough grace, right? We're not trying to go into potential relationships just without earned grace, but there's a level of respect and there's a level of grace that I think that people deserve when you're just stepping into, you know, introducing yourself and seeing if there's a mutual connection or a mutual benefit to move forward.
Yeah. I also, you brought up all these buzzwords. It made me think of like gaslighting and ghosting, right? Yeah. And ghosting is one of my favorites because I feel like if we have been communicating effectively and I've told you what I wanted over and over and over and you ain't gave it to me, who are you? I owe you an explanation. I don't want to talk to you no more. I'm so sorry, sir. Like,
sir.
I just think it's too much. But I'm also an over communicator. Yeah. So you can't say, I told you that I don't like that, or I like this, or this is what I want. Because I've said it, okay? But if you haven't, and you're dating and something goes wrong and you just stop texting that person back or whatever, why are we in this society that this person is like the devil?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, different people have different things that they want to do. They want to send a text message like, I no longer need your services. You know, I can't take this into the new year. And all of that is great and fine. But I feel like that could be more damaging than you just not contacting me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're effectively communicating. And then another thing like gaslighting, I was watching Jay Shetty's podcast, one of my faves, right? And he was talking to this therapist about all of these different buzzwords and how that most people are not doing this. Yeah. Just because you feel two different ways doesn't mean he's gaslighting you or he's trying to say that your feelings are invalid. It means that you have two different thoughts and processes on these specific ideas. Yeah. What happens in dating is that these two different perspectives are never hashed out. Yeah. So either you continue to date knowing that you completely have different perspectives on this thing, or you cut it off too early when you could have come to a mutual understanding. Yeah. And so if you allow yourself to be triggered by all of the buzzwords that we're seeing on social media, and you start to put people and fit them into the box of, he talked about himself a lot, he got to be a narcissist. Yep. Or did you ask him a lot of questions and didn't allow yourself to actually open up about yourself? Right. You know, oh, well, he told me, you know, that he wouldn't feel that way if he had that situation. Well, he wouldn't. That's right. Not gaslighting. Yeah. You know, I just really want us to utilize social media as, one, a form of entertainment. Facts. Number one. Facts. Have some discernment with who you're taking your information from. Yep. Right? Yes. I saw so many women who tell you what men are thinking. That is ridiculous. Yeah. Okay? Yeah, and also really utilizing a bunch of perspectives in order to get your own opinion. Not taking anybody's one thing as bond. Our relationship works for us. A couple who's been married for 100 years might say, they is crazy, but it works for us, you know, and we see people that stuff works for them and stuff we thought worked for them. Yeah. I got the war. Yeah. And I was like, maybe we should have told them that don't work. But, you know, it is all about how you and your partner love on each other and what you do to fulfill each other and how it works in your household. That's right. And I'll say this. Everybody is custom, but there is one unilateral rule that must stay consistent in every relationship. And that rule is respect. Yeah. That right there is where I've seen relationships just totally dissolve. Yep. Because what you have in these relationships is if you don't have a bare entry level of respect on how you guys operate. Yeah. If I'm operating at a 10 that day or I'm operating less than, and somebody hits below the belt, guess what happens? Now, that's free game. Now, where we go low, we can always go there. Lower. And we can go lower. And if we cannot have that prereq of respect with each other, then that's where toxicity comes in. Yeah. That's where yelling comes in. Yep. That's where me not protecting you or you're not feeling protected comes in. Yeah. That's where all these insecurities come in and we're no longer a team. Yeah. And we're constantly looking at each other as the ops. And so every relationship is custom, but what does not change and what is transferable across every relationship is the bare bones of respect. It has to stay and it can never leave. 100%. Yeah. It got me thinking though. This is so silly of me, but one of the controversial things that I think is that we've been seeing a lot on social media with these celebrity couples, especially living in different households. What? Interesting. Okay. This is the one time I'm gonna say, like, to be in a real marriage, you go through stuff together, right? And how much do I have to go through with you if when I'm tired of you, or when I need a break, or when you are just, inundating me with your feelings, I could go to my crib.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know about that, y'all.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to try to weigh in on that one. Like, do you think that you can have a successful marriage and live in separate households? Yeah. Now, the bedroom thing, if somebody snores and somebody's a light sleeper, but y'all still have a lot of sex, maybe that works. I know we can have a separate bathroom.
Yeah, you can do that.
Seriously. But a separate house?
Yeah. But I would charge the people that sleep in separate bedrooms, how much action are they truly getting anyway?
Yeah.
Give me that poll as well. Every single person that is married or together, living together, that lives in separate bedrooms or sleep in separate bedrooms, how much action are you really getting? I'm taking the bet, and I'm saying 0 action.
Yeah, the sexy time do come with just a little foot on.
Just a little back up into you. Boop. Little tush push. Just a little tush push. That's it.
That's okay. You're right.
Yeah,
now, I try to say everybody's relationship is their own, but
numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie.
You tap in.
So we talked about respect, and I also think it's very important to know what disrespecting the different, the male and the female does differently.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
because in the Bible it says that women are supposed to respect their husbands, husbands are supposed to love their wives, right? And I believe that is just how we're wired. I think that God made us that way, right? And which is why women, we can sometimes tolerate more disrespect. Disrespecting, he raised his voice, or he came home late, or his phone keep dying, or or he's not communicating effectively with me because he's just not a talker.
Yeah.
All of those things can be disrespectful. They're disrespectful to our growth. They're disrespectful to my mental health because I need to communicate with you. They're disrespectful to our relationship. And we'll go through that if we're loved, right? So if my love language is gifts and you always come back with a gift, I can brush some disrespect to the side. Or if my love language is acts of service and you take care of a lot, you really take on a lot of the things that I really don't want to do, I can handle, a temporary moment of you raising your voice or something, right? But on the flip side, I would say that disrespect to a man does something so damaging, and it is so hard to get back.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, and I believe it's the foundation of the relationship. It's 2 different sides to it. One is feeling the respect from your woman, right? Where she doesn't demean you. Where that when I come home from being out here fighting and clawing and trying to protect and defend my family, that when I step in that door, that I'm not stepping in to a secondary fight, right? I'm coming home to a wife that is very aware of the man that is walking through that door and being able to, one, either feel me or be able to communicate with me on, okay, let's talk through something, or hey, go turn on ESPN and just take it easy. But if you have that woman that's demeaning you or speaking to you crazy, all right, it takes your relationship to a place where it is hard to have something where you feel as though you guys are on the same team and that they are there for you and you're there for them. Now, but let me say this too. It still is a man's job to be able to carry the weight of the family on his shoulders and set the tone for his family. And to me, I believe that no, men should not raise their voice. Sometimes it might get a little elevated, but it is for the man to set the tone for the relationship and the family. So much so that you have to set the tone for your wife. I think so many times women come up in relationships and friendships and they elevate their tone. They're very emotional. They can yell. but it is for you to teach her, to bring her close to you and listen to you, to say, hey babe, we don't have to go there when we're having a heated debate, right? Or we're having a disagreement or even an argument. We can do it right here, but he's got to bring her there, right? And it doesn't happen on the first date, but if you can see that your person is worth it, that is something that you have to develop, and you have to bring her there. And if you guys are growing the right way, she'll trust you, and she'll see it reciprocated, and hopefully that maybe it's 1 out of 10. It's 1 out of 10 when she elevates that octave level, right? Yeah.
Of course, we're touching on the very surface levels of respect, right?
Yeah.
Just keeping your tone, not saying crazy stuff, right? But when I look at it, it seems like it's a lot more women who can like tolerate cheating. We live in a society where, you know, if he's providing and, you know, he come home every night, it's out of sight, out of mind. When I think that if you are allowing someone to blow up everything that we have, it is the ultimate disrespect. You know, if you are allowing somebody to be able to post a text or a DM or a screenshot your hotel room or take a picture of your arm cutting a steak and even allowing people in our space to speculate is disrespectful, right? And it made me think about, again, a lot more people are talking about how staying private in their relationship helped. And one person that comes to mind is Morris Chestnut. So he's been married for like almost 30 years or something, right? But he's always been this sex symbol.
Right.
He's always, it never was said that he was single or anything, but it was an illusion. Right? And because of that, we never, I guess, got to judge his wife. I don't know what that is, but I don't get it. Privacy is not calling your girlfriends or your guys or your mom or your dad or whoever you confide in and telling them every single detail of your relationship. That's privacy. Nobody should know your vulnerabilities but me. Right. We're in this thing. That's privacy. But I argue that privacy is not knowing that you're married. That's sneaky. Privacy is not your page is just you because you are your brand. Sneaky, okay? Like, what? I don't get it. And I think that, you know, even us having this podcast, right? We are allowing you guys into our relationship on some level. But you ain't got nothing on what we have. You don't know all of the things that we discuss and do and what makes us go. And you'll never know. You can speculate. People speculate all the time on who we were. You know, somebody asked me something about high school. I'm like, I don't even know that chick. That chick was trying to find herself.
Who that?
She was trying to heal. That chick had a lot going on. That ain't me. So it's like, if us having this podcast is detrimental to our relationship, what was our foundation to begin with?
And I think that comes down to 2 types of relationships. And to me, I believe there's 2 types of relationships. There is the transactional relationship, and there is the relationships that has depth and somebody trying to find something that has longevity and legacy in it. Right? And so it's a matter of what you want, right? I think that most social media in today's culture pushes the transactional relationship. He's going to take care of the finances. She's going to keep the house, or at least be able to lay down with you whenever you require it, right? Now, there's another level. Do you want something with depth? Do you want something that has some substance that is going to leave a lasting legacy, that you feel like you're building something together, where you feel like you guys are on a team? Now, there's no shame in anybody's game who wants one of it over the other.
Right.
We decided for the latter.
Yeah.
And so I think that is what you have to understand first. What do you want? Or what are you settling for?
Yeah.
Or what do you aspire to be?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it comes down to, because I've heard many people say, look, all I want him to do is be able to take care of the bills, and I got the crib. And if that's what she wants, then guess what? I want her to have it.
Yeah.
But you can't have it both ways, right?
Right.
You can be able to have a lavish life, you know, on the other relationship we're talking about.
Yeah.
You can still have that.
Facts.
But it requires a lot more from each other than, to me, the other one.
This guy, that just made me think. So it's this thing on social media called the Lavender marriage.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is the more open and honest version of a beard that we used to say back in the day. So when someone, you know, maybe one or both of the people are homosexual or asexual even, but they get married and live together and live as a couple for, you know, for society, for status, for companionship, all of that, right?
Yeah.
And it's blowing up. It's blowing up. People putting their resume out there, all of that good stuff. And I had to think about it objectively for a minute. And I'm like, okay, if I didn't find my person, you know, that lavender marriage would provide you with some companionship.
Friendship.
Some friendship,
maybe.
right?
Yeah.
Some consistency. If it's a couple's date night with my friends, I got somebody that can come, you know. Or if, you know, I just want a shoulder to cry on, that person's there every night, right? But that's transactional.
Yeah.
There is no depth to that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be fulfilled in that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what is this level of intimacy that has a block on it? Like, okay, there's intimacy in conversation, there's intimacy in just being around each other and loving on each other, essentially, because you're going to take care of each other. You're going to have a person that live with you back, right? To some extent. But how do you say, I want to be intimate to this level?
Yeah.
I believe that a big part of the depth of a beautiful relationship is the no bounds to intimacy.
That's right.
We could go wherever we want in our connection with each other.
That's right.
And I just feel it's so interesting that people are kind of like giving up.
That's right.
That's what I think it is, because we're in a world where you can have status and everything and like who you like, be who you are. Why are we limiting ourselves to being like, you know what, I just want to chill with my homie?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
And I think what you said is there's no bounds to it.
Yeah.
Because when you truly want your person and it is boundless, then there is almost no limits on what you're willing to do to make sure that that person is satisfied on every facet, right?
Yeah.
And if you're willing to do that, you're also willing to journey through life with them. Yeah. Because Jenni 10 years ago ain't the same Jenni today.
No.
Right?
No.
But if I always wanted you and I continue to want you on the level that I do want you, I'm going to be willing to love you on the level that you are today. Yeah. Or what I don't even know you to be in the future. Yeah. Because I choose this, because there are no bounds, because we are loving on every level and we are moving forward together in that commitment. Yes. And I know that you're going to do the same for me, right? And to me, that is a feeling that you have the ultimate confidence in yourself, in your partner, and just moving together.
We love talking about all of the things that are going on social media, but we have to steer clear of people that are just trolls, okay? In this season of building relationships, finding love, it is so important for you to have your own perspective. So don't let social media cloud your judgment and steer you in the wrong direction. Stay true to who you are.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We are finally here at season 2, and we could not have done it without any of you.
We're talking all stages of relationships, from dating to courting to marriage to reaching that forever status.
We are bringing all the true stories to the forefront. And guess what? This year, we're coming back bigger, better, and stronger, and it's all because of all of you.
So stay tuned for what we're going to do next. We are on all platforms at I Am Finding Love, and be sure to subscribe to our website at IamFindingLove.com.
And do not forget, tune in each and every Friday as you keep asking us questions and we keep delivering the answers.
Baby, you're all that I need. No, I can't be what you mean to me. Make me feel complete. It's OD, you